तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and today we have to start the conversations of Monday, May 9, 1887. But before we start that, we have to discuss yesterday's last line. Very important. One of the members of the Math said to Narendra, "Why then do you say that God does not exist?" Narendra laughed. So the question is why? And then means Narendra showed by his extreme devotion and spirit of surrender to God that he is very much believes God is there and is devoted to him. Then why do you say so? Another thing, it means that Narendra has shown by argument that arguments are same on both sides. Now the whole question comes, why does he say so? Now, one reason obvious is that those who have faith, Narendra already told those who have desire, etc., etc. But those who have faith, like for example, Kedar. Now, howsoever you may argue, Girish or Kedar, their faith will never get disturbed. So first is, let your faith be checked, how much it is deep. Do you have experience that God exists? So that is the first point, to check. Secondly, a very important point, when he shows that arguments are both sides same, he means by rational argument we cannot prove God is there or God is not there. That is the most important thing. Thakur has been repeatedly telling that reason cannot get God. Reason cannot reach God. So, we are addicted to reason. And so to convince us that reason, even if you believe rationally that God exists, it does not mean you have got devotion. So, reason is neither here nor there. Narendra, being expert in matters of reason, shows that by speaking against existence of God sometimes. Third thing you may say that to disturb, I already told, to disturb your faith, to shake your faith so that it becomes strong. To check your faith, to disturb your faith so that it becomes stronger. And another important point, you must have the habit of checking everything rationally. Though reason does not take you to God, but reason should be used to disprove unnecessary wrong things. So one should not give up reason so far as it takes you. Beyond reason, there are every important thing is beyond reason. Transcendental things are not amenable to reason. That does not mean you should have not thought of reason at all. All these are the purposes of Narendra reasoning against God. And then he laughed. So laughed means don't take it seriously at all. I have said so for these purposes. Not that it is my faith, not that it is my opinion. So all these were important. Now we come to Monday, May 9, 1887. And we know that Master Masha has gone to stay in Nagpur Math for 5 days. The next morning, M was sitting alone under a tree in the garden. He said to himself, he was sitting alone. He said to himself, Sri Ramakrishna has made the brothers of the monastery renounce woman and God. How eager they are to realize God. So this is related to that. This place has become a veritable Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is the abode where people, after they leave this body, stay with God always. That is Vaikuntha. And the brothers living here are embodiments of Narayana. In that Vaikuntha itself, other than this Salokya Mukti, there is Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya. So Sarupya means their appearance also becomes like God. Samipya means very near God, and they are veritable embodiments of Narayana. So inside, if you look at them, they are not human beings. Thakur's disciples. One of the authors has written a small book in Marathi in which he has given the lives of all the prominent disciples of Thakur. In that preface or on the flap cover, he has said that if they had come independently, each of them would have been worshipped as an incarnation of God. That were the expressions. But this time they have chosen to come as Sri Ramakrishna's playmates or supporters of his Leela. So this is an important point. When we look at the lives of each one of them, we can get our ideas fully represented. Not as intensely as Thakur, no doubt, but sufficient even for any one of us. It is not many days since the master passed away. Not many days means more than 8 months have gone. That is why all the ideas and ideals he stood for are there almost intact. Now these two words are always used, ideals and ideas and ideals. What is the original in Bengali? One word. Samasta bhavi pray bajay rohyache. Samasta bhav. Now bhav is something not exactly translatable, so they have translated in two words. Bhav means the inner spirit. Now this inner spirit shows two things. The ideal to be achieved and the attitude by which you are achieving. Both these are inner spirit. And so in English usually it is translated as ideas and ideals. The same Ayodhya, only Rama is not there. So Ayodhya, Rama's capital, Rama used to live there, and either after he went to forest or after that age, Ayodhya carries the impact or influence of Rama. But Rama personally is not there. That is the difference. So this is Master Maharaj's feeling about Thakur's spirit being there, Thakur himself not being seen. The Master has made these brothers renounce their homes. Why has he kept a few in the world? Is there no way of liberation for them? So he's thinking about himself. In comparison to the other devotees, he is feeling like that. From a room upstairs, Narendra saw M sitting alone under the tree. He came down and said with a smile, "Hello, M, what are you doing?" After a little conversation, M said to him, "Ah, you have such a sweet voice. Please sing a hymn." So the voice, sweet, is not only to the ears. Narendra's sweetness consists of total identification with the song, apart from correctness of the notes and rhythm. If the notes are sung very correctly, automatically the sweetness comes. And Narendra's sweetness is due to full identification also. Other than this, Narendra's voice originally is very sweet, there is no doubt. So, Master Maharaj wants to listen because Narendra's singing would send Sri Krishna into Samadhi. Others also would feel the divine presence directly. And so, he wants to Narendra to sing. Narendra sang the following hymn to Shiva, in which the devotee prays for forgiveness for his sins. It is called Shiva Parada Kshamapana Stotram. In the Bengali, Aparada Bhanjana Stotram it is written. And the Shiva Stotra, Balye Dukkha Atireko Malalulita Vapu Sanyapane Pipasa No Shaktaschedindriyebhya Bhavagunajaniता Shatravo Mam Tudanti Ma Nana Rogo Rogotha Dukkha Nana Roga Rogotha Dukkhat Rudana Paravasha Shankaram Nasmarami Shantavyo Me Parada Shiva 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 Bho Shri Mahadeva Shambho. In the childhood, I had extreme miseries, and my body, identified, my body would be dirty with so many dirts, and I had keen desire for drinking from the, what you call, breast of the mother. And my indriyas had no power. And the enemies, which are Bhava Guna Janita Shatravo, and the enemies are also born from you, from your qualities. And they are trampling me under their feet due to so many diseases. the pain and misery, I am crying and weeping, and I have become dependent on others. Oh, Shankara, I am not able to remember you at that time. Oh, Shiva. Shiva means holy, good, absolute. Please pardon me this fault of mine. Oh, Mahadeva, the great God. Oh, Shambhu. Shambhu means one who is good. Shambhu. प्रौढेऽहं यौवनस्थो विषयविषधरै पञ्चभिर्मर्मसन्धौ दष्टो नष्टो विवेकः सुतधनयुवती स्वाद सौख्ये निषण्णा शैवी चिन्ताविहीनं मम हृदयमहो मानगर्वादिरूढं क्षन्तव्यो मे पराध शिव 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 भो Shri Mahadeva Shambho. When I grew elder and became young, then the snakes of objects of the world, they had catched me and they caught me. And 5 of them were biting me at my vital points. And due to their biting, my discrimination had been lost. And I became immersed in the so-called pleasure of sons, wealth, and young women. In tasting them, the pleasure of tasting them, I became immersed. And without thought of Shiva, my heart was full of pride, ego, like that. So, Shiva, please pardon me. Vardhake chendriyanam vigata gatimati chadi daivadi tapai papai rogair viyogair tanavasitavapu प्रौढ़िहीनञ्च दीनं मिथ्या मोहाभिलाषैर् भ्रमति मम मनो धूर्जटेर्ध्यानशून्यं क्षन्तव्यो मे पराध शिव 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 भो Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva is also addressed as Dhurjati. That is the matted hair of it became grayish, so that is Dhurjati. So in the old age, no power in the Indriyas, no power of intellect, and Adi Deva Adi Tapai, 3 types of miseries. Adi Adhyatma, Adi Bhuta, Adi Daiva. Pertaining to my own body and mind, pertaining to the society at large or nature at large, and due to some unknown divine elements also. All these were striking at me. And by sins, and by diseases, and by separation from relatives and friends. And then all my pride had gone, I had become very lowly. By false delusion and desires, my brain was roaming about. My mind was filled with such thoughts. Oh Durjati, I was without meditation on Durjati. स्नात्वा प्रत्यूषकाले स्नपनविधिविधौ नारृतं गाङ्गतोऽयं पूजार्थं वा कदाचित् बहुतरगहनात् खण्ड बिल्वीदलानि नानीता पद्ममाला सरसि विकसिता गन्धधूपैर्त्वदर्थं क्षन्तव्यो मे पराध शिव 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 भो श्री महादेव शंभो. What I should have done at that time, I have not done. That is describing having early morning taken bath, methodical, ritual method of taking bath, and bringing Ganges water for worship for the sake of puja, sometimes from deep forest. I should have collected the bilwa leaves. I did not bring them, neither lotus flowers, which are grown in ponds, and other incenses and sweet smelling things for your puja. I could not bring, I did not bring, so pardon my faults. Gatram bhasmasitam sitam cha hasitam haste kapalam sitam खट्वांगं च सितं सितश्च वृषभा कर्णे सिते कुण्डले गंगाफेन सिता जटा पशुपते चंद्रसितो मूर्धनि सोयम सर्वसितो ददातु विभवम पापक्षयम सर्वदा. The last stanza is a different type. Your everything is white, bright, pure. Your body, due to the ashes, made with ashes, is white. Your smile, your laugh is white. In your hand, there is a white skull. And a weapon also is white. Your bull on which you are riding is white. In your ears, there are white earrings. And your matted hair are white due to the Ganges foam. You are Pashupati, the Lord of created beings, and the moon, white moon, is on your head. So such a person with all white, bright and pure should give me that glory of sinlessness always, etc. So some more lines might have been there which Narendra has not sent. Let us go to the English translation now. I was tempted to tell the meaning, so stanza by stanza I told. Even before I saw the light of this world, my sins from previous births, through which I passed because of desire for the fruit of my deeds, punished me as I lay in my mother's womb. So this stanza is not there. So in the mother's womb. So English has given little more stanza. Punish me as I lay in my mother's womb. There I was boiled in the midst of filthy things. Who can describe the pain that afflicts the child in its mother's womb? So, Balya means childhood, but is describing mother's womb. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray for my transgressions. In childhood, now childhood has come. So the previous para is about the prenatal problems. In childhood, my suffering never came to an end. My body was covered with filth, and I craved for my mother's breast. Over my body and limbs, I had no control. I was pursued by troublesome flies and mosquitoes. Day and night, I cried with the pain of many an ailment, forgetting thee, O Shankara. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgression. In youth, the venomous snakes of sound, sight, taste, touch, and smell bit into my vitals and slew my discrimination. I was engrossed in the pleasure of wealth, sons, and a youthful wife. Alas, my heart, bereft of the thought of Shiva, was filled with arrogance and pride. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgression. Now in old age, my senses have lost the power of proper judging and acting. So Shankara has identified himself with a troubled man in old age. And then he has composed this song. And so in the first person. Now in old age, my senses have lost the power of proper judging and acting. My body, though still not wholly bereft of life, is weak and senile from many afflictions, from sins and illnesses and bereavements. But even now my mind, instead of meditating on Shiva, runs after vain desires and hollow delusions. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgressions. So additional points you get in this translation. The duty is laid down in the Smriti, perhaps, and abstruse, perilous and abstruse, are now beyond me. How can I speak of the Vedic injunctions for Brahmins as means for attaining Brahman? Never yet have rightly grasped through discrimination the meaning of hearing the scriptures from the Guru and reasoning on these instructions, Shravan Manan Nidhyas. How then can I speak of reflecting on truth without interruption? That is meditation. Nidhyas. Nidhyasana. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me. I pray for my transgressions. Not even once have I finished my bath before sunrise and brought from the Ganges water to bathe thy holy image. Water for worship means water to bathe thy holy image. Snanartham. Your bath. Nor have I gathered full-blown lotuses from the lake, nor ever arranged the lights. One light. Never from the deep woods have I brought the sacred bilva leaves for thy worship, nor have I gathered full-blown lotuses from the lake, nor even ever arranged the lights and the incense for worshipping thee. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgressions. I have not bathed thine image with milk and honey, additional, with butter and other oblations. I have not decked it with fragrant sandal paste. I have not worshipped thee with golden flowers, with incense, with camphor flame and savory offering. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgressions. I have not made rich gifts to the Brahmins, cherishing in my heart, O Mahadeva, thy sacred form. I have not made in the sacred fire the millions oblations of butter, repeating the holy mantra given to me by my Guru. Never have I done penance along the Ganges with japa and study of the Vedas. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgressions. I have not sat in the additional stanzas are there. I have not, because in the Bengali, etc. was there. So Swamiji has sung, and so in the English translation they have been given. I have not sat in the lotus posture, nor have I ever controlled the prana along with Sushumna, repeating the syllable Om. Never have I suppressed. So this suggests what are the things to be done to gain Shiva's favor. Never have I suppressed the turbulent waves of my mind, nor merged the self-effulgent Om in the ever-shining witness consciousness, whose nature is that of the highest Brahman. Nor have I in Samadhi meditated on Shankara, who dwells in every form as the inner guide. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgressions. Never, O Shiva, have I seen thee, the pure, the unattached, the naked one, beyond the three gunas, free from delusion and darkness, absorbed in meditation, and ever aware of the true nature of the world, you, nor with a longing heart have I meditated on thine auspicious and sin-destroying form. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray, for my transgressions. That's a very long thing. O mind, to gain liberation, concentrate wholly on Shiva, the sole reality underlying the worlds, the giver of good, whose head is illumined by the crescent moon, and whose hair the Ganges is hidden, whose fire darting eyes consume the God of earthly love, whose throat and ears are decked with snakes. That is an anecdote that when the god of love wanted to attack Shiva, Shiva's third eye opened and he got burned. Whose upper garment is a comely elephant skin, whose throat and ears are decked with snakes. Of what avail are all the other rituals? Annaishya kim karmavi is a more popular chanda sung during the feast which the sadhus have. O mind, of what avail are wealth or lotus, horses, elephants, or a kingdom? Of what avail the body of a body or a house? Know all these to be but momentary and quickly shun them. Worship Shiva as your Guru. Worship Shiva as your Guru instructs you for the attaining of self-knowledge. Day by day does man come nearer to death. This also is the same song? Yes. Day by day does man come nearer to death. His youth wears away. The day that is gone never returns. Almighty, time devours everything. Fickle as lightning is the goddess of fortune. O Shiva, O giver of shelter to those that come to thee for refuge, protect me who have taken refuge at thy feet. I salute the ever auspicious Shiva, the home of peace, who sits in the lotus posture, who has 5 mouths and 3 eyes. That is the concept. Shiva has mouth everywhere, 4 sides and above. Who holds in both his hands weapons and gong and drum, who is gong and drum for dancing and weapons for killing the demons, who is bedecked with many an ornament, whose skin is clear as crystal, who is Parvati's Lord. I salute the self-effulgent Guru of the God, the Lord of Uma. I salute the cause of the universe. I salute the Lord of beasts, adorned with snakes. I salute Shiva, whose 3 eyes shine like the sun, the moon, and fire. I salute the beloved of Krishna. I salute Shankara, who bestows boons on his devotees and gives them shelter. I salute the auspicious Shiva. O Shiva, now that last stanza has come. O Shiva, white is thy body covered with ashes, white shine thy teeth when thou smilest. That laugh is white means the teeth are white. White is the skull thou holdest in thy hand. White is thy club which threatens the wicked. White is the bull on which thou ridest. White are the rings that hang from thine ears. White appear thy matted locks covered with the foam of the Ganges. White shines the moon on thy forehead. May he, who is all white, all pure, bestow on me the treasure of forgiveness for my transgressions. So they connect with their transgressions in this way. O Shiva, forgive all the sins that I have committed with hands or feet, with words or body, with ears or eyes, with mind or heart. Forgive my sins, those past and those that are yet to come. Victory unto Shiva, the ocean of compassion, the great God, the abode of blessedness. After the hymn, Narendra and M talked again. Narendra, you may speak of leading a detached life in the world and all that, but you will not attain anything unless you renounce woman and gold. Don't you feel disgusted with your wife's body? So he's trying to pump Vairagya into Master Mahasaya as per Thakur speaking. And he chants a shloka. Fools enjoy the contact of the body filled with filth, people with worms, foul of smell by nature, made of flesh, blood, bone, and marrow. But the wise shun it. Amedya Purne Krumija Alasankule Swabhava Durgandha Nirastha Kantare Kalevare Mutra Purusha Bhavite Ramanti Mudha Viramanti Pandita. When is the life of a person who does not take delight in the teachings of Vedanta and drink the nectar of divine bliss? Listen to a song. Now, Master Master wanted Narendra to sing, na? Omkar Moolam Paramam Padantaram Gayatri Savitri Subhashitantaram Vedantaram Ya Purusho Na Sevate Vrutha Vrutantara Tasya Narasya Jivanam. Now, listen to one song in Bengali. छाड़ मोह छाड़ रे कुमंत्रणा जान तारे तवे जावे यंत्रणा जानो तारे तवे जावे यंत्रणा चारिदिनेर सुखेर जन्य प्राण सकारे भूलिले एक ही विडंबना. O man, abandon your delusion, cast aside your wicked counsel, know the Lord and free yourself from earthly suffering. For a few days' pleasure only, you have quite forgotten him who is the comrade of your soul. Alas, what mockery! No liberation is possible for a man unless he puts on the ochre loincloth of a sannyasi. The world must be renounced. So, being full of spirit of a sannyasi, and this is what Shankar has told us. So Narendra is repeating that, being too much full with that. Narendra sang from the 5 stanzas on the glory of the monk's loincloth, Kopina Panchakam. Vedanta Vakyeshu Sada Ramanto Bhikshanda Matrena Chatushti Manta Ashokamanta Karane Charanta Kopi Inavanta Kalubhagyavanta Ityadi. But we have already had this song in the gospel, so in English also only one stanza is given here. Roaming ever in the groove of Vedanta, ever pleased with his beggar's morsel, ever walking with heart free from sorrow, blessed indeed is the wearer of the loincloth. Continuing, Naren said, Why should a man be entangled in worldliness? Why should he be ensnared by Maya? What is man's real nature? He is the blessed Shiva, the embodiment of bliss and spirit. That is his real nature. So why he should be engaged in this nonsensical thing? He sang Shankaracharya's 6 stanzas on Nirvana. So he is now in that mood fully. Om Mano Buddhi Ankara Chittani Naham Nacha Shrotra Jive Nacha Grana Netre Nacha Vyoma Bhumir Na Tejo Na Vayu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivam. We already made this song. So one stanza only. Om I neither mind, intelligence, ego, nor chitta, neither ears nor tongue, nor the senses of smell and sight, nor am I ether or fire, water or air. Not join this today. Should I join that? Coming to an end only, I remember. Huh? I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. Narendra recited another hymn, the 8 stanzas on the glory of Krishna. So long Shiva, 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 Shiva. But Narendra is Krishna's disciple. His mind is broad. It loves God in every form. So now he shifts to Krishna. Omiti Jnana Rupena Raga Jirnena Jiryata Kama Nidram Prapannosmi Trahi Mam Madhusudana Nagatir Vidyate Natha Tvameka Sharanam Prabho Papa Panke Nimagnosmi Trahi Mam Madhusudana Mohito Mohajalena Putra Dara Gruhadishu Krishnaya Pidyamanosmi Trahi Mam Madhusudana Bhaktihinam cha deenam cha dukkha shokaturam prabho anashrayamanatham trahi mam madhusudana gatagatena shrantosmi dirgha sansara vartmasu punarnagantum ichchami trahi mam madhusudana bahavopi maya drushtam yoni dwaram prithak prithak garbhavase mahad dukkham trahi mam madhusudana केन देव प्रपन्नोस्मि तेन देव प्रपन्नोस्मि नारायण परायण जगत संसार मोक्षार्थम त्राहि मां मधुसूदन वाचयामि यथोत्पन्नं प्रणमामि तवाग्रतां जरामरण भीतोस्मि त्राहि मां मधुसूदन सुकृतं न कृतं किंचित् दुष्कृतं च कृतं मया संसारे पापपङ्केऽस्मिन् त्राहि मां मधुसूदन देहान्तर अन्योन्यं च कृतं मया कर्तृत्वं च मनुष्याणां त्राहि मां मधुसूदन वाक्येन यत् प्रतिज्ञातं कर्मणा नोपपादितं सोऽहं देव दुराचार